Hi, Lynn.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me try to adjust my volume up a little bit too, though. How is that?
Yes, that sounds good. I can hear you.
Thank you. I had it turned down. Good morning. How things with you today?
It's going well. How about you?
Good. We're on campus for an accreditation visit, so I'm really happy that we can meet now, and it's a good use of my time this morning. Thanks.
Thank you.
I think your proposal is really coming along, and the more I come back to it, the more I don't know that it needs a whole lot of work right now, Lynn, but I do want you to emphasize or to get into chapter one early that it is a bit of a program evaluation. That
Mhm.
I went back to your title, and I think the title is fine the way it is. It is about Lego-based therapy. It is about social skills and students with autism. Um, I had originally thought that you ought to have PE in the title. Eh, as I read it again this morning, no, I think you stated what your research is about. Um, Tell us in the first chapter that it is going to be a an evaluation of that theory in action through a case study. And I
Okay.
think if it's five kids that you're looking at, really, it's
Well,
probably
okay. Yesterday I was talking to the coordinator, the AU coordinator, and she said that there were five AU kids, but there are more kids there. They do have some regular ed kids because the Lego-based therapy should have general ed kids there. And she has some general ed kids. She says she try to have they do them in groups
mm-hmm.
where you have general ed kids and regular ed and the autistic kids. So it may be a little bit more, but if I'm looking at the AU kids, it will be five. That's why I put five in there. Should I
Okay.
add more? Should I say that? Because I don't know if I said in that chapter 3 that there were general ed students.
I don't recall that, but let's back up too and think about your basic research questions. We
Mm-hmm.
want to know, um, well, there's kind of a couple questions. Whether the Lego-based therapy is effective in improving social skills with autistic kids. Am I
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you're looking at non-autistic kids, uh, I don't think you could, draw conclusions about autistic kids as well.
Okay.
I don't know, that's going to complicate things,
Yeah. So
but
I won't discuss the non-artistic kids because I'm thinking the only reason they are there is so the autistic kids can draw on from them as far as
positive
learning.
social role models.
Yeah, said yes to have them as a model, but I won't discuss them then.
Huh. Okay. And again, what we're looking at is both the whether the Lego-based therapy is effective, but then
Hmm.
also whether this program has been rolled out and implemented about
Yes.
the process. Am I right?
Yes,
Okay.
more about the process of the program. That's kind of where that I think when you said I should do a program evaluation, I could see that because I'm looking at the program. For
Right.
instance, if I want to say to the county, if I use this data for the county and say, okay, we rolled out this program and it's been effective in improving social skills for autistic kids, could we put it in other schools?
And I think you can comment on the possible positive effects for non-autistic kids, but you just have to do your observations, do your surveys, gather your data, and then see where it falls.
Okay.
Uh, that a couple more things about this. Again, I'm thinking it's two kind of studies in one. Is the Lego-based therapy effective? But then is the program effective as it's rolled out? And so make sure your research questions are reflecting both those
Okay.
aspects of it. But in chapter one, You know how you in your program evaluation for your EDCI program course, you did LS. You did you do a logic model? Inputs, resources, outputs, outcomes?
In the program, did I
Yeah.
ever do that model?
Yeah, did we ever do something called a logic model?
I remember doing the SWOT model.
Okay, okay. With the PE, the logic model is just kind of looking at your program in terms of inputs, processes, outputs, and outcomes. And
Okay.
it is very close to the SIP,
Okay.
the Stuffle-Beam SIP that you referenced later when you're looking again at process. And let's see, where was that?
Yeah, input process.
And did my markups make sense here?
Yes.
Okay. So you were able to open those notes and look at them.
Yes, I did.
Good. Okay.
I think
Because it was mostly about chapter 3, I think.
It was mostly in chapter 3.
Yeah, that's where my comments were, I think. So research design. Be clear about your purpose, which is to evaluate the theory and action in the program.
And you wanted me to go right there and change that, kind of put in that it's research program evaluation.
Yes. And probably in chapter 2 in your lit review, you should say something about Stuffle-Beam and SIP.
Okay.
And that is a research-based program evaluation model.
Okay.
So get something in chapter 2 about Stuffle-Beam and SIP. But then here, where you have your evaluation plan, I referenced this back in chapter 1 also.
Okay.
Where, because of your research questions or your problem statement about trying to reach autistic kids, you have a program in place. You wonder whether this program is effective. You wonder whether it could do good things for more kids in your district, and so you want to evaluate it.
Okay.
So again, mention that back in chapter 1 to tie it into purpose.
Into purpose. Okay.
Okay. Now here, I want to talk a little bit about about your methodology too. I had some note here with process. So when you're asking, is the Lego-based therapy program implemented with consistency and fidelity, part of what you would do here, I think, is a document review. How was it rolled out? Was there training for those coordinators and teachers and therapists? Did your observations show that the training was put in place? In other words, part of the process is going to be looking at your interview and focus group, but looking to see if it's aligned with the documents that said it should be done this way. It should take 6 months to roll it out. Did they take 6 months to roll it out? So you're going to be kind of comparing what the process is with the ideal process. And I think that would be document review.
Okay.
There is a theory again behind the Lego-based program. Does that program have its own tools for observations or for interview protocols or for any of that stuff?
There is in the manual, there was a book put out by Daniel Lego that I talked about in this research. And so he had some processes and things in there that you should do, but I don't remember. And that was one of my questions about where am I going to get the interview questions from? Because I don't want to make them up and have to, go through, and I just want to use someone else's.
Well, yes, good. If something has already been used to observe Lego-based therapy, if there's an observation protocol or an interview protocol that's been used in somebody else's research, that should be validated, and that would be a better tool to use than making up your own questions.
Okay.
If you have to make up your own questions, we try to do it designed based on the objectives of the program. It's kind of a Tyler thing. putting the lesson objective up on the board and then observing to see if the objective has been met.
Mhm.
But yeah, it'd be better to find a protocol if you
Okay.
can. Now, in your research about Lego-based therapy, have you run across anything?
I've seen some dissertations that had them in it, and I was trying to go back and see if the Daniel Legoff, if he had one. He has a book, but I didn't see necessarily a survey or interview questions. But I have seen some in some researches on dissertations, and so I'm still kind of searching for one.
Uh, Finding a tool is one of your next jobs then, Lynn.
Okay.
Finding a tool if you can. Uh,
Okay.
Data collection tools should be valid and reliable. If you're
Yeah.
creating your own, then they need to be field tested.
Yeah.
So,
And that's what I don't want to have to do, field test and all that.
yeah.
So that's why I was going to ask, do I just try to find one?
Go on a search for the next little bit and tell me what you find.
Okay.
I'd love to see some surveys or
Mhm.
a protocol for an observation or an interview.
Okay.
One of my last questions was about permissions from the district, and you say you were just talking with someone in the district?
Yes. So I know that whenever they began the program, they already, the coordinator, the AU coordinator got permission for the principal. But when do I get this permission? Looking at the CTI, going through that training, I know I have to have permission from the parents when I start collecting data, and the principal and the superintendent. When do I get that permission?
Yeah, it would be great to outline, just in broad terms, probably a one-pager, to outline the research as you're projecting it right now. I would like to observe these classrooms. I would like to interview these 4 teachers. I would like to interview parents. You're not planning to interview kids, are you?
No.
Get permission to observe them in action?
Okay. Do I have to get permission to observe them?
You would need permission from the parents, I'm pretty
Yes.
sure.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure you want that.
Yeah, I would.
And then, so I would outline that on one page. Take your proposal right now and try to sum it up in a page, and run that by your district supervisor. I'm not sure. Someone in the central office, maybe not the superintendent at this point. Is there somebody who monitors research in your district?
I'm not sure, but I mean, I can run it by my superintendent if I need to.
Okay, run it by them, and if you can get something in writing saying, I understand that you're interested in a program evaluation and researching Lego-based therapy. You have my permission to proceed. That would be ideal. We'll need something like that when we go to IRB.
Okay.
Your next step in the process, Lynn, is to keep polishing this up, and it's pretty close. As soon as you get your tools, I think you're getting pretty close to a proposal. And then we'll have to complete this institutional review board piece for Gardner Webb.
Okay.
And that's have you looked at that form at all?
I looked at it a little bit, yeah. And you said it was different from before?
It is a little different. It's more like a 3-pager summarizing your research. Again, you're getting pretty close. When you have your tools, then I think we'll be able to finish that up as well.
Okay.
When are you hoping to propose, Lynn?
As soon as I can get finished and get it all together, I'm hoping to, as we keep going back and forth, to go ahead and propose as soon as I can, because I want to try to get the research and be able to interview teachers and do my observations, because school's going to be out in June.
Oh, you're hoping to research this spring, Lynn?
Yeah, I wanted to, but I don't know what, because school will be out before.
Yeah, I don't think that's realistic. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Um, finding tools and getting some stuff back to me, cleaning this copy up is going to take a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Pulling, who is your dissertation team besides me? Who else we got?
I haven't pulled that together as well. I don't know.
Well, okay. Then we're going to need a team of 3 doctors.
Okay.
Got me, and I'm your chair. You'll need 2 more.
Mhm.
Someone else from Gardner Webb who's on campus would be nice because it would make just be more convenient. Right now, we still have to do our defenses on campus. And if you can get someone from your district who's a champion and wants to support you in this, that's great. I might could get permission for them to zoom in for a proposal defense. You're probably going to have to come to campus.
Okay. I'll get one person from my district and I'll ask one more person from Gardner Webb.
Okay. Now, have you done that CITI certification stuff?
Yes, I have.
Good for you. Do you know how to do, or have we ever, things are changing in Gardner Webb. Have you ever turned in any of your papers to Turnitin?
No, but I know about Turnitin.
Okay.
Before.
You've used that Blackboard website for the dissertation, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you tried running this copy through Turnitin?
I haven't done it through Turnitin.
Okay.
I've done it through other little programs.
Uh-huh.
Tell you, other programs that tell you how much plagiarism and how much stuff. I've done those things, so.
Okay.
I'll turn it in.
Before IRB, you're going to have to run the paper through Turnitin too.
Yeah.
And again, I can show you how to do that if it's a problem, or if we need to clean it up, I can show you how to redo some of your citations. I don't think that's an issue with you, Lynn. I think you're a really good writer, and I don't think that's an issue. I want to hear program evaluation in chapter 1.
Okay.
I think you need to add something about Stufflebeam and SIP as a model, because as a research-based model, again, you want to talk about that in your lit review in chapter 2. We need to tighten up the methodology, and including again, how you're answering your research questions and exactly what tools you're going to use for that data collection. And then you're getting close. And you need permission from your district to do this.
Okay.
And again, I would just outline something in writing, maybe a paragraph or 2 summarizing what the study is about and who would be involved in the district, and ask your superintendent or assistant to sign that and say, yeah, you have permission to do this, Lynn, permission to go forward.
Okay.
Okay. But more realistic, and I'm sorry if I'm bursting a bubble here, more realistic, I think, would be to polish this up, have a proposal in May.
Okay.
Maybe the committee needs a couple of weeks to read your proposal before we can actually schedule the meeting. We need to schedule a meeting, meet, go through the IRB process. I could see it taking a couple of months, Lynn.
Okay.
So we could get permission this summer for you to start in September, to start like as soon as folk are back, gather your data in the fall, write in the spring, and then finish this time next year.
Okay.
That's a realistic plan. If you, again, you're a good writer and you're very self-motivated. So but I think from proposal stage to final walk across the stage, it might take a year.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But you have a really good start. You got a really good start on your proposal here, and I think if you can polish it up and get me another draft in a couple of weeks, then we'll go forward and try to schedule the proposal defense.
Okay.
Committee. I'm getting my programs confused too. EDCI and EDLS. Did you ever have Dr. Laws on it?
Yes, that was one I was going to ask Dr. Laws.
All right. I would. I can serve as your chair. Dr. Laws can serve on your committee. And then if you found a third, there you go. So reach out to him and ask if he'll serve on your committee. I
Okay, I
feel
will.
certain he would.
Because he knows, we talked about it when I had him, so I'll ask him.
Okay.
Okay?
Great.
Sounds
What
good.
else is good today, Lynn?
That's all I have, I think.
Okay. Lynn, nudge me. I have a bunch of different candidates. You're moving it along, and
Mhm.
so nudge me. Send me your draft, and then if I haven't gotten back to you in a week, nudge me again, and we'll keep this ball rolling. Okay.
Okay, that's what I've been doing. I'll send you something and I'll work on the next one while I'm waiting on you.
All right.
And so I can keep up like that.
You have your next tasks to do then?
I have those tasks that you've given me. I'm
All right.
working.
All
Okay.
right. Write back if you have any questions, and we'll talk
Okay.
again soon.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.